Hey guys, my name is Nathan Reynolds, and I'm going to be responding to Tabitha Thomas's video. And Tabitha, I thought you made a lot of great observations, and there were some great key points that you included in your video. Two of which that particularly stood out to me, though. The first one was when you mentioned that Anthony Johnson was from Virginia, and I think this was particularly critical because after ending his contract as an indentured servant, like when he earned his freedom, he went on to own his own tobacco plantation. And I think a lot of the skills that he used to be successful on his plantation, he learned while being an indentured servant. Because obviously, the primary, like the cash crop of Virginia was tobacco. And so when it came time for him to own his own plantation, he was already totally equipped. Another great point that I thought you mentioned was the fact that the slaves in the North, there was a much different culture and atmosphere and environment in the North than in the South. And the slaves were actually able to do what they wanted after hours. So the slaves in the South were totally owned day in, day out. They were completely under the thumb, versus the slaves in the North had the ability to go and basically pick up side hustles and earn extra money. And that allowed them to actually buy their own freedom later on. And obviously in the South, this wasn't even an option. They, like you said, in the South, they weren't even treated as human beings. One comment, though, that I don't think I completely agree with is when you mentioned that Anthony Johnson and, like, as a similarity, Anthony Johnson and Prince Hall both sought to make a political name for themselves. I don't think, yes, I understand that Anthony Johnson sued another slave owner after there was a dispute about Anthony Johnson trying to steal a slave, but I wouldn't consider this to be a political name so much as he was just resolving a dispute. Because, like, yeah, there was a jury and all of that, but I don't think that was as significant as Prince Hall, who really advocated for society at large and wanted to end slavery. And that also goes into the fact that Prince Hall did have the petition, but he also helped establish a church, and he did a lot more for the community than just advocate for the end of slavery. Anthony Johnson, though, his only, like, political affluence was that one trial case where he was basically resolving a personal matter. So other than that, though, everything else was great. I thought you did a really good job, and your presentation was very clear. So nice work.